Subscribe for more. Executive Order Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential, January 20th, 2025. This executive order aims to maximize the development of Alaska's natural resources, including energy, minerals, timber, and seafood, by reversing previous restrictions and promoting infrastructure development. The order mandates expedited permitting and leasing for oil, gas, and mining projects, increased liquefied natural gas, LNG exports from Alaska, rescinding environmental restrictions imposed by the previous administration, prioritizing state sovereignty over land and resource management, accelerating infrastructure development, including roads and pipelines. Key sections and summary. Section 1. Background. Alaska holds vast untapped natural resources that can enhance U.S. energy security, create jobs, and lower costs for Americans. The previous administration imposed policies restricting development, limiting the benefits of these resources. This order reverses those policies and removes obstacles to resource extraction and energy production. Section 2. Policy Statement. The U.S. government will fully utilize Alaska's natural resources for economic growth, maximize energy and mineral extraction on both federal and state lands, fast-track permits and leases for resource projects, expand Alaska's LNG exports to domestic and international markets. Section 3. Agency Actions to Implement the Order. A. General Directives for all agencies. Federal agencies must rescind, revoke, or revise regulations that block energy or resource development, especially those from 2021 to 2025. Prioritize the Alaska LNG project, ensuring pipelines and export terminals are permitted quickly. B. Specific actions by the Secretary of the Interior. Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, ANWR, and oil drilling. Cancel the 2021 moratorium that blocked oil drilling in ANWR. Restore canceled oil and gas leases and approve new leases in the coastal plain. Reinstate the 2019 and 2020 environmental approvals for drilling projects. Ambler Road and mining access. Reverse restrictions on the Ambler Mining District Road project, allowing mining operations to proceed. Suspend environmental restrictions and reopen mining leases in the region. National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, NPRA. Cancel the 2024 rule limiting oil and gas drilling in NPRA. Reverse conservation measures that block development. Infrastructure development. Approve a road from King Cove to Cold Bay Airport, improving rural access and emergency response. Alaska Native Lands and Resource Control. Review federal land withdrawals to ensure compliance with Alaska Native land claims and state sovereignty. Stop federal interference in subsistence hunting and fishing on public lands. Reject federal protections for sacred sites. Deny requests to establish new, indigenous sacred sites that would restrict resource extraction in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. C. Actions by the Secretary of Agriculture. Suspend restrictions on logging in Alaska's national forests, including the Tongass National Forest. Reverse the 2023 roadless rule that blocked logging and road building. D. Actions by the Army Corps of Engineers. Assist Alaska in maintaining roads, ports, and energy infrastructure. Prioritize federal support for infrastructure projects essential to resource development. E. Actions by the Secretary of Commerce. Remove regulatory barriers that delay energy and mining projects. Section 4. General Provisions. This order does not override existing laws, but must comply with legal funding constraints. No new legal rights are created for individuals to challenge the government. Summary of implications. Key actions taken. Restores. Drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska. Reverses bans on oil and gas development in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and National Petroleum Reserve. Expands mining access. Reopens mining roads and leases in the Ambler Mining District. Expedites LNG exports. Removes restrictions on pipeline construction and LNG exports to boost Alaska's energy dominance. Eliminates environmental restrictions. Rescinds rules that limited oil, gas, and mining projects. Enhances state control over federal lands. Restores Alaska's sovereignty over resource management. Supports rural infrastructure. authorizes road construction in isolated communities, lifts logging restrictions, reopens the Tongass National Forest to timber harvesting. Conclusion: this executive order marks a major shift in U.S. energy and environmental policy, prioritizing economic growth and resource extraction in Alaska. By reversing previous environmental restrictions and expanding oil, gas, and mineral development, the administration aims to boost energy security, reduce costs for Americans, and counter foreign energy dominance. However, the order is likely to face legal and environmental challenges, particularly from conservation groups and Native organizations. Subscribe for more!